All right, guys, so today, I just spat all over the camera. I'm so sorry. Today, I'm gonna give you guys 6 different things I did to grow my glutes. All right, guys, so before we get into today's episode, I wanna invite all the ladies that are watching this episode to my free fitness community. There's over 7,000 girls in this group. I drop meal ideas, free workouts on Saturday, a lot of cool stuff. Would love to have you in there. Gonna drop it in the comments, join, or you don't wanna know what will happen to you because it'll be really awful. All right, thing number one of the main things, you guys, I did to grow my glutes, to tone my glutes, is eat more. So I've talked about this a lot in previous episodes. I always had this idea that less was better, and I was working out an insane amount, but I wasn't properly fueling my body with the nutrition, with the workouts I was doing. So step one, tip one, thing one, whatever you want to call it, is to eat more. And I want to put an emphasis on carbs. For some reason, you guys, carbs have had this bad name. So you'll see people on keto like cutting carbs out completely. And carbs, for me, I eat anywhere from 200 to 220 grams of carbs every day. They help me feel energized. They help me with my lifts. They've also helped me build muscles. Right, so now you're probably thinking, woo, if I eat pizza, if I eat pasta, I'm gonna grow bigger glutes. But I don't want to use the word, a lot of trainers will use the term good carbs and bad carbs, and I really don't like to put any food under the category of bad because I believe in moderation. For example, you guys, broccoli is like a good carb, a good healthy vegetable, but if you eat 2 pounds of broccoli, that's not a good thing. You're gonna be, I'm not gonna go into the details of what's gonna happen to your digestive system, but highly don't recommend it. So everything in moderation. So no, you don't wanna be eating pizza and pasta every day. And what I'm gonna do, you guys, is I'm gonna give you guys a list of carbs that I eat almost every single day, and then the carbs that I eat in moderation. All right, guys, so that is thing number one that I did, was increase my caloric intake. I was just eating in a deficit for so long, and now that I'm actually eating and fueling my body with the proper nutrition, I find that I'm building and maintaining muscle like a lot faster. So thing number 2 that really helped me build my glutes is I stopped being afraid of weights. So I was very comfortable in group settings, group fitness classes. I was very comfortable on the treadmill. What I was very uncomfortable doing was heavier lifts. So I really had to break that comfort zone and start lifting heavy, you guys. So I'm gonna show you guys some pictures before I started heavier resistance training and after. So how do I say this without sounding like super, I've always had, that's not true. I haven't always had a big booty, but when I did get into fitness, my booty was big, but it wasn't very toned. So when I stopped being afraid of weights and lifting heavier and like squatting, deadlifting, all those exercises that are gonna help build your glutes, that's when I really started to see definition in my lower body. All right, so I know a lot of you are probably thinking like, well, I don't have a gym pass, I can't afford a gym pass, I can't do a gym pass, gyms are closed. You don't need a gym pass, you guys. You don't need fancy equipment. All you need is to be able to focus on increasing your weight loads. You just need access to heavier weights. So for myself, downstairs, when the pandemic hit, Brian and I went and bought heavier weights. We have like, I think like 8s, 10s, 12s, 15s, 20s, et cetera, et cetera. So you can squat, you can do deadlifts, you can do all those sort of movements without fancy equipment. All right, thing number 3, my post-workout shake. So one of the habits that I got into was going to the gym, coming home, rushing to get ready, not eating anything, you guys. So like I was running on pre-workout from like 5 a.m. to, sometimes it was like 10 to 12 p.m. So there, I would eat from 12 to 7, bed at 7 to 8 because I wake up so early. So I wasn't eating enough calories because I wasn't starting to eat till later. So one of the things that has really helped me is a post-workout shake, and a high-calorie post-workout shake. So right now my go-to is called the Lean Berry. It's from Iron Energy, the gym that my fiance and myself and a few other online coaches purchased. It's called the Lean Berry, and it's I might not get this 100% right because my fucking Iron Energy fam always makes it for me, and I love them so much for doing it. But I believe it's a half a cup of berries, 1.5 cups of almond milk. I add 2 scoops of protein, a scoop of glutamine, a scoop of collagen. You could add some extra carbs into your shake. I think my shake ends up being around 300 to 400 calories, you guys. And that ties me over until I get home from dropping my daughter off at school. So post-workout fuel, and I eat it as soon, you eat it, drink my shake as soon as I'm done my workout, like my shake is in my system. That has really helped me, one, just increase those calories, and it's also helped me grow my glutes, fuel my muscles, build my muscles. All right, guys, so once you master your movements, very, very important, you guys, before you start focusing on lifting heavy, you master the movements, you watch videos, you learn how to properly execute an exercise, because if you don't, you're gonna hurt yourself, and then you're gonna be out for a week, and nobody wants that. So master the movements, and then the next thing I did was focus on progressive overload. So we talked a little bit about this, but I really wanna dive into what progressive overload is. So progressive overload is the gradual increase of stress placed on your muscle groups. And a big misconception that I see is that people think progressive overload is solely lifting heavier, hitting PRs, personal records in the gym. A couple other ways you can focus on progressive overload is increasing volumes. So for example, you guys, say you're doing bicep curls with 15s in each hand. You go for 30 seconds and you hit 20 reps. You can focus on progressive overload by going for those 30 seconds, but trying to hit 25 reps, or 20 pounds per side, 20 seconds. Like, you can increase the volume of the workout, which is increasing the amount of reps that you're doing. So in the Big Booty Boss Academy, I run classes every week, and it's all able to be done from your home. All you need is dumbbells and booty bands. You could honestly do the entire workout without. And a way that I like to place that extra stress on the muscles without actually having access to different equipments is I'll add things like little pulses. So we'll do 30 seconds of dumbbell squats, and then we'll move into 30 seconds of pulses. So by the end of that 60-second interval, like, those girls' glutes are on fire. And then of course, progressive overload can also be like hitting those PRs, like whether you're doing lower reps, like 6 to 8, which is really focused on muscle building, or you're doing like a higher rep range, 10 to 20. So constantly increasing your weight load, hitting PRs, challenging yourself, you guys. Another quick tip, just to kind of like coincide with progressive overload, is keeping track of the weights that you're using, because there's so many different exercises that you're gonna be doing that the chances are you're not gonna remember where you're at. So having like your stats written out can help you really focus on progressive overload and increasing that weight load with those exercises. So the next thing is 3 lower body days a week. And now 2 of these are heavier resistance training days, where I'll do my squats, I'll do my deadlifts, I'll do my thrusters, and then the other day is a higher volume, high intensity class that I run with my group, all lower body based. So for a while, I think I was doing 2 leg days, which is fantastic, you guys. It all depends on where you're starting, but for where I'm at now, I always aim for 2 upper body days and 3 lower body days. All right, guys, and the final tip, and something that I tell my girls every single class, and something that took me way too long to actually grasp the concept, is mind to muscle connection. So 1, you have to be able to execute the movements properly, but 2, you need to focus on bringing your mind to the muscle group that you're working. So like, for example, you guys, there's a big difference between and squeezing the bicep at the top. Mind to muscle connection. So whatever exercise you're doing, focusing on that muscle group, focusing on the mind to muscle connection, and this takes just that. It takes focus. So for me, and for anybody else, I know there's a lot of us that have those like wandering brains. I'll be in the middle of the workout and I'll be thinking like, what's for dinner? What's for breakfast? When am I gonna do this? I wonder if Brian still loves me. I wonder how Haley's doing, right? Like, there's so many different thoughts going through my head. So something I've focused on the last year is really focusing on being in the moment, being in that workout, and bringing my mind to the muscle group that I'm working. And you guys, like, I'm telling you, same thing, like tricep extension, boom, I'm just going like this. Our triceps are working when our elbows are extended, correct? Correct. But I can go like this without paying any attention and going into that movement with no intention, or I can slow it down and I can focus on that squeeze of the tricep at the bottom. And even without weights, I feel that movement. So for every single exercise that you're doing, and especially you guys lower body focused, like activating those glutes, bring the mind to the muscle group that you're working. I'm gonna add a little bonus, blah, 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 blah. A little bonus thing is, yo, you gotta be patient and you gotta be consistent. I'll give you guys a timeline on when some of these photos were taken, but I think that I talk about this all the time on my podcast. It's a journey, it's not a destination. So stop trying to race to the finish line. If you do this, these tips for a week and then you're like pissed that you don't see any progress, that's because you're not staying consistent. Like I've been at this, you guys, for the last 10 years and my journey has been so far from linear. It's been like bada bing, bada boom, bada bing, right? So you have to stay consistent, you have to be patient, and you have to learn to trust the process, because if you do the right things, your body is gonna reward you. All right, guys, those are 6 different things that I actually did to grow my glutes. I hope you guys got some value from this YouTube. I wanna remind you guys that every Friday at 9 a.m. PST, I drop a new episode. If you wanna watch it live with me and the BBBA crew, we premiere it for 9 a.m. on Fridays, and you can tune in and we can have a little live chat. What else do I have to say to everybody? I hope you have the best day of your life. Happy booty building, and I'll see you guys back here next week at 9 a.m. PST. Peace, love, and protein. I'm out.